Hello, good morning. Well, last weekend I promised you a special guest.
Special, darling, special.
You're very special.
I'm very pleased to be here. I've wanted to come down for quite some time and I've captured you and not going to let you go.
That's right. Linda Clues is somebody that I met through Needlework, and I had to meet you for the first time in person at the attic.
That's right, yes. I was trying to remember whether it was the attic or a small one that we went to locally in England.
No,
it was the attic.
It was the attic, wasn't it? It was the
yes, it was.
Sampler Symposium.
Because we went to that beautiful bookstore.
We did.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
And used Uber for the first time.
That's right. You taught me how to use Uber. That's right. I'm trying to think of the name of that wonderful bookstore. It's in
I have got
Scottsdale.
Yes,
Phoenix.
because the book that I am desperately waiting to be released, Tell All the Bees I've Gone, is actually re-released from that store.
That's right. It's the store it's Diana Gabaldon's local bookstore. It is
Poison Pen.
The Poison Pen.
Because I have their newsletter come through.
That's right. And we were, I can always remember, we were in the hotel foyer waiting for a taxi and it wasn't turning up, and then you showed us how to use Uber. So we all trotted off to the Poison Pen.
We had a lovely time and bought quite a few books.
That's right. And in fact, Ray and I had to go to a department store and buy another suitcase because we bought so many books we could fill.
It got nothing to do with what you'd also bought from the attic.
Well, a little bit. But I was expecting to buy that.
Yes.
So, although I'd sort of known Linda before that was the first time
It was the first contact we'd had.
Even though we're both in the UK. So, we've got together a few times since in person, and the last time we were together was in August 2019, expecting to see each other a couple months later, and then COVID hit, and we had to wait until 2021 to get back together.
Yes, it's been a long wait, but I've been lucky enough to be stitching for Nicholas, so we've had lots of conversations.
That's right.
Without seeing each other.
Linda stitches models for Hands Across the Sea Samplers, and Linda is a very prolific stitcher. Later, in the week ahead, as soon as the booklets arrive, we're going to be releasing a sampler that Linda's stitched, and we will talk about that video, that sampler in another video on the day that we release the sampler. But Linda can show us her current model, which is wonderful.
So it's a little sneak preview of another hat sampler.
That's right.
And I believe you had a lot of interest in this one because the colours are beautiful.
There it is. Isn't that gorgeous? And many of you will recognise this from the original sampler I showed several weeks ago. And Linda, you loved this, didn't you?
I did. The moment I saw it, and when you said, "Would you like to do it?" it was, "Yes, please." I have best of both worlds really, because of being able to do the samplers that I would stitch when they was released. I get to do them before the release. That was very good.
So just looking over.
Yeah.
This sampler I've just brought up to show Linda in person, because it's always really lovely when you get to see a sampler in person. And this is one that Robert Harris stitched, Anne Castle, and it is a really beautiful sampler. And you said straight away it's one that appeals to you.
I love the border and the vines.
Yeah.
The satin stitch is exquisite, especially how he's done it. It's so neat.
Yeah.
And then the little, looks like little turrets.
That's right. Robert's a very good stitcher. And it always amazes me when I see Robert stitch, because he's a very tall gentleman and he has big hands and he has a little needle. It's just amazing.
Isn't it lovely? I mean, I know men do stitch, but you don't often come across it.
No,
that they keep it up
It's
so
so
to
nice
speak.
to
It is
see.
lovely.
Yeah,
Just shows
that's
it's
right.
something for everybody.
That's right. Now, I released Anne during lockdown in a PDF format because, you know, printed booklets were really very difficult for us. But as I promised I would do, I've gone back, started to go back through what we released in lockdown and to bring out the printed booklets. I'm aware that not everybody likes PDFs, as I'm also aware that there's a lot of people who do like PDFs. So we're trying to now bring out
I
what
like
we think.
both.
Yeah.
Because, well, I like the booklet to keep, and I like a PDF to put onto my pad or what have you, to be able to utilise while I'm stitching.
Yeah. I think it's nice to have the booklets when you collect them and to read
Yes.
them, but it's really
Yes.
quite nice to work from digital copies. So we're trying to cater for everybody's taste, and if you bear
You're
with me,
spoiling us.
I'm going to try and go back through the ones that we released in lockdown in PDF and bring them out as booklets, so that you know, people have a choice. We've always said that Hands Across the Sea Samplers is inclusive, not exclusive. We don't want to exclude anybody, and we want to try and cater for everybody. Although we can't do
everything,
no.
but you do go above and beyond.
That's right. So Anne Castle is available now on the HATS website as a PDF download and as a printed booklet, and it comes in our usual or traditional format, which is a booklet, not a spiral bound.
Which we were discussing yesterday, and with the bigger ones, because of the centrefold, you couldn't necessarily put that with a spiral.
No, that's the difference
Yeah.
with that. So Anne Castle is available on the website in our traditional format, and with the bookmark, which is also a label for the back of your sampler. So this is Linda's copy.
Oh!
to enjoy and stitch.
And
then,
that one
Yes.
is going to be as soon as.
So-
It'll be out as well.
so this is the one that we released last weekend. And it was in spiral bound. So Linda has a copy now, and the reaction to these spiral bounds was overwhelmingly positive.
I was going to say, even to my stitching friends that I've spoken to, have all said the same. What a brilliant idea, because it opens flat, small set. It is a brilliant idea.
It's a small size, it's not so bulky to stitch
No.
with. And what we did with the spiral bands, because I realised as a needleworker and using charts, that when something's spiral bound, it can get a lot of wear and tear on the spiral.
Yes.
So what we've done, this paper is not sort of like normal paper.
It's more card-like.
That's
It's not
right.
quite as thick as card, but
Yeah.
it's getting there.
The covers are 350 grams in weight, and the inner pages, they are 250 grams in weight. And just for you to get some sort of comparison to that, the covers on our printed booklets are 250, and that's the inners
Inners.
on these. And the outside at 350 is actually the same weight as the bookmarks. So they are substantial.
As I say, holding one, I thought it was a good idea before,
Yeah.
and now I physically held one. I think it's a fantastic idea.
So anyway, thank you all for the very positive comments and feedback on the spiral bands. We will be bringing out our smaller samplers in these spiral band versions. Now, whenever you get together with Linda, I have a shopping list of things I want to buy afterwards, because Linda, you love your accessories.
I love my
gadgets.
accessories, and I am well known for my shopping.
That's right. And Linda bought a gift. Oh, just for you to wonder where we are. We're actually in one of the holiday cottages here at
That I'm
True.
lucky enough to be staying in for the week.
That's right. And it's wonderful because with the rules in our country now, you can actually
We can meet.
we can do this, and we're both vaccinated, and it's just been absolutely wonderful, hasn't it?
Yes, and we can hug as of Monday.
Yes, isn't it? We can have a hug. Linda brought me a lovely gift. Linda loves wood, as I do, and this is my gift.
That was your gift.
which is a tape measure, and I actually use a tape measure an awful lot, so this will have great use, so thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, and I loved it because it's a nice size tape measure, you know, to be able to sew.
That's right. And tape measures tend to go walkabouts, don't they?
Whereas that, I thought it's on your side, it's quite, to slip down the chair would be very hard.
That's right. When we first bought Sharoon, the builders were here for several years, and we didn't live here, we used to come on the weekends, and I had a little toolbox, and my tape measure kept on getting taken by the builders. So what I did, I bought a tape measure that had flower patterns on it. so no Cornish man would have a tape measure with flower patterns, but that's lovely, and thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, where did you get this from?
Again, it's
Right.
I'd have to look it up. I think it's a little wooden craft. I must admit, I've taken photographs of a lot of the things that I bought because I thought people would like to know.
Absolutely. You always find amazing things.
Yes.
And what I love about Linda is she thinks out of the box. She sees something that isn't necessarily sold as a needlework accessory, but realises that it can be used as a needlework accessory.
If I can't find it, I'll find it in a bit because I know it was.
It's just as well Linda came in her car because you brought it off the bottom.
Yes, I must admit. No, I can't find that at the moment. I've taken notes of all that, but it's definitely on Etsy, and I will find it. Was just that it was a
Maybe
bigger
I can
order.
pop it in the description of the video.
Yes. Well, if I come across it, I will say. The others I've made a note of. I think it was Pendragon.
Pendragon on Etsy.
Yeah, because there was a bobbin holder as well, but Pendragon, I believe it was, a gentleman called Kevin who was very fast, very efficient, based in the UK, because some of the places I use are based outside England.
Yeah.
Because I don't take no notice of where they are made. I do like to use English if I can, especially the smaller ones. I mean, my sister went shopping yesterday, and I may have found somewhere that did little bits and pieces, so I ended up buying more stuff.
You bought that in Cornwall?
Oh, yeah.
Well, why haven't I seen that?
You don't see.
Where did you get that from?
In the little, what was it called? A little shopping centre, you know the little shopping centre we went to where the chocolate is made?
The chocolate factory?
Yes.
In Amsterdam?
Yes.
In the little octagonal building?
It's right by, at the back, opposite the Cornish cottages offices.
By the glass case.
Yeah, that's right, it's just a little woman. She makes, in fact, I bought bags as well.
I'm going to go up there. I didn't realise.
Do you want me to? Oh, there you go.
The thing is, when...
This is one of the bags that was bought there yesterday.
Oh, no. I think I know who this lady is, and she must have opened that shop recently, because I've got... No. I've got like a hard version of this that's got like a metal frame, but this being a softer version is better for travelling.
I ended up buying two. I never buy one of anything. Isn't it lovely?
Linda's sister is here, but she's not coming on camera.
And my sister's a knitter, so this is one of her.
I bought one of these a couple of years ago, and it's got this hard frame, and it's wonderful because you can keep scissors and a lane tool, all sorts of things, and inside you can, it's just wonderful.
And she's got different sizes as well. Oh, 2 seconds, I won't be
Go
I'll
and
go get the, because I never thought, no, you said that.
I'm going to be going up there tomorrow and do a little bit, see what's left after Linda's been shopping. That's wonderful. And I love the fabric choices, and even the inside is coordinated.
Well, it's a case of,
really, really pretty.
as I say, I'm not classed as the shopper for nothing.
And that was from this shop.
Yes.
Oh, I don't believe it's on my doorstep.
And you pull that up and then.
And how much were these?
35. Oh, that's the So Crafty. She does online.
She does online?
Yes.
I can do this from my armchair, but I will walk up with the dogs. Let's have a look and see. So it's So Crafty and
Marilyn Boulevant, if I'm saying that correctly. And she's got a
Yeah.
email. But yes, she made a point of popping us a card in because she said if you want anything else or, you know, and I thought that was so reasonable. I mean, £35, the fabric and the work that's been put into that
That's
is
really
unbelievable.
lovely.
That one was 35, obviously. I think Joyce's was 35. I can't remember this, but I thought that was a lovely
25.
Oh, and the other thing is with this
Oh,
one.
that's quilted the bottom.
With this one.
Oh, it's plastic.
So you can use it for soap or
As a cosmetic case
Cosmetic
as well.
case. So I thought that was it. So that's why I had to have
Oh,
the second one.
Oh, I'll be going up there. Because this lady used to sell her products through, there was like a cafe come cross centre, but it closed down. So many things have closed down in COVID, so she's obviously
Well, she's
opened
got
up
all different stores. And as I say, and that, she's got lots of different ones, but I love the colours of that and the acorns. And
That's lovely. Really,
so
really
I wasn't
nice.
here
So you've got like a pin cushion that's weighted,
That's it.
and you've got your
for your
alt
bits.
container.
But I was here 24 hours a month.
That's amazing.
I have a reputation.
You
of
do have a
absolute
reputation.
philosopher.
In lockdown, in the UK, Linda kept so many of her friends going with supplies. If we needed something and we didn't have it,
Silk
fabric, we could ring Linda and she would have a rummage. And you know, if she had it, she very kindly lent it to us until we could replace it.
Well, to me, you know, we share it around as much as I'm sitting on that.
I just want that to be said.
So,
So Linda's
well, it was
like,
quite often you say, right, we've got one for you to start stitching. Here are the silks, what have you got? And most times I've got the majority of them.
I know, but I know that many of my friends, if they didn't have linen, you were letting
Yeah.
them
Oh,
have
yes,
linen,
yes.
obviously, weren't you?
Well, it's there, because I tend to overbuy.
You can't overbuy stash.
Yes. When I get the fabrics and the different ones that we've been having, I tend to buy a yard each time, because I like to have plenty.
I like a yarn.
But I never object to anybody who can't get hold of it for whatever reason, or even can't get it from any in the UK. I never mind them saying, oh, can I have a...
Yeah. I like buying a yard because I get
It's nice.
more out of that yard. There's less waste. I can really plan how
I like it as
Use-
well that if you're having it dyed, like extruded, that it means that the whole piece
yeah.
is the same, whereas there can be quite a bit of variance.
That's right. And also you could choose, especially when they're over dyed, if you like a particular
Section.
you can fussy cut your linen to get the grunginess that
And
you
I
want.
was lucky enough, because of being able to go to the attic a few times, I bought a lot of fabric when I was there. I bought a complete set of the 103s that were available at that point in time.
Yeah.
I did think that they thought I'd gone a bit mad, because I said, well, can I have one of each colour? So one of Jean's ladies went and saw to me. It was rather a bit high. But it started me off, and
Yeah.
you know, I've got them there.
And when we can start to travel again and travel safely, we're off to Paris, aren't we?
Yes, definitely.
To see the Auvert Soir store, and we're going to spend a lot of pennies there, I
I
know.
was going to say, second mortgage.
I know, but you know, it doesn't eat or drink.
I
It's not
say
covered.
it might seem extravagant to some people, but I live by myself now, must be passed away, fair enough. But I don't go out drinking, eating, etc. My love is stitching and anything to do with stitching, and going on holidays for stitching projects.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad that I save up all my goings out
Yeah.
and spend it in one fell swoop.
Absolutely. You know, when you think of the cost of going out and eating, you know, you're going to spend what?
50, 100, depending on budget. But I mean, say for myself, probably between 20 and 30 if you go out and have a meal and this and the other. You just, it soon mounts up if you're not
Yeah,
doing it,
that's
especially
right.
the last 18 months. But then again, I have bought online. Yes.
But there we are. Linda's brought obviously her model to stitch on, but you also brought another project, because when you model stitch you also like to have a little bit of
My own.
to do, and that's Mary Carter,
Yes,
isn't
which is another hat. So mind you, I haven't done a lot of it because I started that and that was it.
it? Yeah.
But so, and I always start from the bottom. I know people do tops and whatever, but I always start at the bottom.
And this is 56 count,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes.
And you've brought
It's my favourite.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Linda's brought her threads for Mary Carter in this little container, and it's really good because the container's got little spikes that the spools sit in, and it's the perfect height.
Well, I've got different size of boxes,
Yeah.
so dependent on how many silks I'm using, and then I've got myself a little printer to put the names
Yeah,
on.
put some names on there, she knows those are her threads. Where did you get this from, Linda?
Amazon.
Amazon. And what's it called? A spool caddy?
Spool caddy. They tend to do it for, and I'm going to like sewing threads.
Right.
But they are perfect. The only thing, as I say, sometimes if they're not come out, they go anyway, which I found
Yeah.
something else.
I know, this is amazing. These are the threads for the model that Linda stitched. That model hasn't actually got a name. Unfortunately, the little girl, when she stitched it, she didn't put her name on it, so we have to call it something.
Well, you put through us the time something, and I'm at the moment calling it the Time Revisited, which I know sounds silly, but I've just put that on there for now, just to identify it for myself as I'm going through my things.
Yeah.
But yes, as I say, one out.
Yeah.
They do not fall out. These.
So these are the threads for the model.
Yes.
Linda came with these, which are just
There you go.
amazing.
A silicone.
They're silicone, and your threads are really safe in there. You can roll them up if you so wanted to put them into a bag.
But I saw this thread. I'm sure I will find a more better one eventually, but they do go in there
Yeah.
and then just shut up. And then the actual silks I'm using and working on at that particular time, my son-in-law made me a little thing, and he did me a little either for scissors and needles on the top.
So that's your needles.
Needles, and then I can use it for popping my scissors in when and it means I'm working on good. And then Lazy Susan at the bottom, and he has made me one that has got a Lazy Susan attached to it, which is a bigger one.
Yeah.
But of course for travelling I just tried. So I know that they are on Etsy, but Steve's really made a lovely bag.
I tell you what, we all ought to get our husbands, our boyfriends, our brothers, our uncles woodworking courses for Christmas or their birthdays. Good idea. They can start making.
The other
these.
thing
Can I just ask a question? You know these?
Yes.
What are they called?
They
And where
are
did you get them
called
from?
Etsy.
Etsy.
They are called, because I purposely, because I mustn't, I do like, and they come in a pack of 4,
Right.
which I think is a brilliant idea, and they are called spool pods.
Spool pods.
And they're, see if I got that's in the bag, spool pods. I thought I'd put the
Is
name
it
of the
a
shop.
UK?
So UK based, they come very, very quick.
Right, so
if you
it's
just
spool
search
pods.
spool pods.
PODS. That's amazing.
I mean, I will jot the names down and you can
Put them on the
on.
description.
But those are brilliant. The other thing that's, get that, if you're doing stitching, hand stitching,
In a frame.
In a frame.
A hoop, that's what we're talking
so
about.
we'll pretend, well, anything that
or
you
a Q-snip.
that's it, anything that you use, I don't think
Although
we
it's
won't
not
go
too
through
thick,
that.
isn't it?
I used your computer. Obviously, normally you've got just your frame. This, it's called, I did have the name of it. On the back. Must be the other way, put too much of it on. It's called a scroll frame groin, and it means it's magnet.
It's a magnetic
You go,
grime
and
guard.
You can hold it in your hand.
So if that was your hoop or your Q-snap, you've just got that there, which will prevent the oils from your hand going onto your work. And
She does all different sizes, and she even one full size for my larger frames. And you can just go on and start. I mean, the quality is absolutely brilliant.
such a good idea, isn't it?
It's a simple idea, but
It works.
with this I just magnet in and push it
Yeah.
in, and that way your fabric, other than what you're using, is not on show.
That's a great idea. Great idea.
And that is, it's called,
Magnetic grime
yeah,
guard.
and it's from a place that is called Wood and Cat.
Okay, wood, W-O-O-D, and cat, C-A-T.
And I believe the large ones, I'm sure it was the large ones because that's what's showing, without being £26, which I think,
For the pair.
yeah,
That's
I
great.
think that's absolutely fantastic.
That's lovely.
So
So, I tell you what, what I really love at Needlework
God,
was this bag.
I saw something similar on Etsy, so I got in touch with the gentleman who did it. I asked for a long handle because I like to carry things on my shoulders. It zips. I sent him the measurements I wanted for a frame, and obviously you have them in all different sizes.
And this is detachable, the shoulder
Yes.
strap.
Big zip pocket at the front, because I like pockets. The quality in them of it, they've gone above and beyond.
The quilting is really nice on this as well.
And then I thought it would come just the bag, but can you unzip that side? You don't do it all. Again, all little tiny pockets that, I know they've done it for the square, but little round ones do fit in, look.
Oh, so you can put all your threads
Yes,
all along
that's for the
here.
thread.
Ah,
Because you know, normally, like they put them on cards, don't they?
they do.
But those fit in nicely.
That's wonderful.
And
And
then-
then you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34.
And I've done a bigger one there.
Spools.
And then there's more pockets and Velcro pockets and 2 more at the front.
The other
And
side
then
as well.
this is the one I did. It fits in perfect. All nice and clean. And off you go. I mean, even to the handles they put the embroidery on. Oh, designed by my Nicola here.
See the little embroidery they've put on that? And that's not just on the handle, it's on the inside as well, I saw it.
Now that's the second one I had from him,
Right.
because I ordered the first one and I ordered it for another sampler that I was doing for Nicola, and it was a big one. So I'd had a big bag. And I thought, I was so impressed with it, I asked if there was any chance of him doing me another one. And he obviously said yes. And I'm going to try and get his name. A very, very helpful gentleman. I must say, he got in touch with me, etc., etc.
That's beautifully quilted. And there's
But
those
not
handles.
overly,
No,
not overly, if that sounds super, you know.
it's tastefully
Oh,
done.
there's the other one that I had done by him, which was a bigger one. And it's Dizzy, D-I-Z-Y, Crafts.
Studio. D-I-Z-A-Y Craft Studio
And
on Etsy.
It's not, I think it was EU. Oh, yeah. The only Sergey, the gentleman.
S-E-R-G-E-Y.
And
So this isn't in the UK?
No, it's not. But very quick to say that these were handmade.
Yeah.
And made to my order. I'd already ordered different things off him. For instance, I don't know if you can see that. It's a cover when you've got your frame up. So I'd used him a couple of times, but he was more than happy to do whatever size I wanted.
Yeah. The all of this is top stitched, and the top stitching is perfect on there. And you know, all of this is piped. Really, really lovely. I love it when something's made well.
I mean,
that's
it
so important.
wasn't cheap. I think it was value for money.
Yeah.
It was, this one was 80, but for what you get, and that's going to last me a lifetime. You know, it really is. And you don't have to worry that it's going to get, work's going to get dusty and dirty.
Right, so I know what I'm asking for my Christmas present already.
One on every size.
Yeah, I've always wanted to have one of those hug me bags.
Yes.
And I had hoped to buy one the last Nashville market I went, and when I was travelling over, a sample came up for sale that I needed to break my piggy bank open, so I couldn't get one. So I was going to get one, but of course it was called off. So, but I think I might actually go for that.
It's. I've got to be honest. I do prefer that size than my big green one, but the idea of having the bigger one was for the big scrolls.
Yeah.
And if it's the correct size for the job,
Yeah.
that's why I think I will invest in a smaller one as well,
Mm.
for when you're doing the smaller items. But 2 will fit in. I've measured it up, but I travelled with these and both fitted in.
Yeah. You've got a really lovely project bag there,
Now, this,
which is one of my favourite places to get project bags from.
yes,
I recognise the button on there.
yes, patchwork.
Patchwork paw print.
I like project bags.
And Linda's like me. Linda likes to have matching accessories. And this is her project bag for the model that she's stitching for me.
Which is nice. And
It goes
colourful
beautifully.
flowers.
Patchwork paw print and Oh So Twinkle Crafts.
Yes.
They are my favourite places to get project bags from.
I mean, the quality of them, etc., etc. But
Even,
just nice.
you know, that coloured zip is so unusual, but it's the perfect match to pick up all the colours in this project bag. It shows lovely taste and attention to detail as well, which is really nice.
I mean, we all enjoy what we do, and I don't think it hurts for us to support other people that are doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think on Etsy there's a lot of ladies who maybe can't commit to a full-time store.
Yeah.
I know one of the ladies that I've got to know quite well. She's caring for an elderly parent with dementia. She's got a child who's very ill, and she can't always have a store open. With Etsy, she can open and close it as she wants. She can make things, open a store, sell them, and it all works out really well. And it's nice to be able to encourage women who are unable to go out to work, to be able to work from home and make something from their creativity, which is really nice.
Yes, as I say, most days I do tend to look on Etsy. I've got my favourite shops, but I still like to. It's, for instance, that little tape measure, because they know that I like wood. Your search engine, it tends to bring them up.
That's right.
So we've got matching tape measures because I've got.
You've got that one.
I can't just buy one.
No. I've seen this bag before.
Oh, that sounds awful to say it's old, but they are. I've got the scissors in. That's why I want them. So, I know it says, but I can't remember the name of the place where because it has been quite some time. Again, Etsy. Actually, the name of the people's in there.
My glasses on. Let's have a little look. Natalie Quiltessa.
That's it. Quiltessa.
Quiltessa. quiltessa.com.
And it's brilliant for all your bits and pieces because there's that many pockets in it, etc, etc, and it's all just compacted down. You can look in, it's only sewing things in there.
But again, you know, there's a great use of different fabrics.
I love it because of the scissors and the silks on
it's
the
lovely. It's
outside.
really, really nice. You got me one of these, didn't
Yes,
you?
I did.
I love it and I use it.
It's used because everything's all compact in and you've got it and
Yeah.
away you go.
So you were able to travel with all your stitching.
Yes, it was very useful having the car this time. Mind you, then again, I do manage to get stitching as priority over clothing.
Yeah.
Yes. Suitcase will be full of stitching and empty suitcases.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we
off
get
to London for 4 days next weekend, and I'm already working out what my project is going to be that I'm going to take that's suitable for stitching in a hotel room. And I've got my travel halo lamp in my suitcase. In fact, that was the first thing I put in my suitcase when I started to.
What type of frame are you going to use?
I'm going to take a hoop with me rather than a frame.
In which case?
Oh no, I can't.
Yes, you can, because I've got two.
Thank you.
And then you can put it into practice.
That's right, thank you. No, I like to take my hoop when I'm sort of stitching on the go.
It slows, that sounds awful.
It slows you down, yeah.
Because I do it two-handed or whatever. I know something, but I do like to do it two-handed.
Yeah.
And obviously when you've got a hoop, it's up and down.
I'm going to take a little monochrome projects. I've only got one spool, my hoop,
That's
my
it, so everything's compact.
Yeah, everything's compact. I have to take a few spare needles because you know if you've only got one needle, you're going to lose it.
I've got quite a few needles with me, honestly. But it's like the, I don't know where it's gone. I've got this one. I immediately thought that is a perfect travelling one.
Yes, it
because it won't be a vast amount of threads. You have 1, 2, 3, 5. So 5 threads. The actual pattern, if you don't have it as a PDF, is very compact, and on a little frame, it's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
For travelling with.
Yeah. A very dear friend of mine who always likes to remain anonymous stitched Marie-Louise.
Well, she's done a beautiful job.
Yes, yeah, beautiful. So when I go to London next weekend, I'm taking this up to give to her, and I'm going to see where she's going to hang this in her home. Yeah, that's a really, really beautiful frame. And with this frame, it's a deep frame, and it has this lovely trim on the side. Because you know, quite often we only look at it when it's hanging on a wall, our frames in the front, but you do see the side in some locations.
The frame can make or break.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in fact, one of the samplers that you finished not so long ago and are getting ready to release is in this frame as well.
Well, I do love the frame.
Yeah.
It's like little daisies all the way around.
Yeah, it's really
and
pretty.
hearts. It's
Really
pretty.
So we were working out yesterday how many models that you stitched for hats.
Yes.
And it's you're on the 10th one.
Yes, we worked out it was 10.
We kept on remembering another one, didn't we?
We may have missed a few.
We might, hadn't we? Yeah.
But I don't know how long. 12, 2 years.
Sort of since. Just before COVID.
Yeah.
Just before COVID. I think you probably started at the end of 2019.
That's it, yes.
Yeah, with Anne Gardner.
That's right,
Yeah, and Anne's a little sampler, which I'll show in our next video. I'll show the chart for that because that's really beautiful.
And the one that I did for you, we did decide what it was called yesterday, the red one.
Mary 395.
That's right. And I did, because there was Daisy the cow in it.
That's right,
yes. And then
a Bristol sample.
A Bristol sample, and I've done another one of your Bristol samplers. I've got one more that I think to do.
Yeah.
And I want it in the same frame.
Yeah. So on Wednesday, we're going to go and have lunch in Falmouth, and we're going to go to the framers.
Yes.
And pick some frames. Which would be nice.
Yes, well, we've been enjoying ourselves so far.
Yeah. We're very blessed where I live that we have a wonderful framers. It's Pete Hanbrook, and his company is called Sully's, Sullys, in Penryn, Falmouth, and he has a real understanding of how needlework should be presented and framed. And you know, he has vast experience. He understands about you know, the importance of acidity-free products and about, you know, having them all right in the frame. You know, he's somebody that you can trust. And for anybody in the UK, if you can't get down to Falmouth, you can send your work to him in the post, and he will frame it and return it to you.
And I like the museum
glass, that's right.
It is a bit more pricey, but it's worth
it. It is definitely worth it. So I'm slowly working my way back. Every month I have X number of my previous ones redone. So
I know some people don't particularly like glass on, but I do.
Yeah.
Because I think it's that little bit more protection for them.
Yeah.
And the work you put into them, you want to look after them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think for us in the UK, because we get flies and spiders and all sorts of little insects, it's important. Moths, yes. Yeah, very important to have glass on them. Or if you have box dogs like I do, you know, when they shake their head, things fly around.
Well, I must admit, I couldn't wait to love the dogs, and I was lucky enough to be loved yesterday by them.
Yes.
2 occasions, it was very, very nice. Nicola was there saying, "Watch your trousers on." It doesn't matter, I'm an animal lover.
Yeah, I never have clean trousers. I always have doggy slobber, but I don't mind doggy slobber.
Doggy slobbers.
No.
Well worth it.
So have you got any other little
No, I don't think so. I think that is our lot.
Right.
I could have bought a lot more, but you know,
one day
I did have to allow my sister to be able to sit in the car.
One day I'll come up to yours and we'll have a
You'll be amazed how I managed to cram the quantity I do in my little house, because I've only got a little house. But yes, when you go to the NEC, because I live very near the NEC.
Yeah, I shall come. It's a shame because the big craft show this year has been cancelled, hasn't it?
Yes, well, I booked tickets to go, and I'd gone the extra mile and had the VIP tickets because I thought, well, we'd be guaranteed seats then. And literally within 2 days of me booking it, it's been cancelled.
Yeah.
And I mean, as I say, I'm lucky enough to live near the NEC, so any craft shows there, I'm able to go.
Yeah.
But me and my sister we don't mind travelling to different craft things.
Yeah.
And I've really missed the different courses that have not gone on.
I want to go to Alexandra Palace show, which you will get here referred to as Ali Pali.
We've been once. No?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Olympia.
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 The Olympia. The Ali Pali, that's the one my mother wants to go to.
Right.
But we went to Olympia, which was nice.
Yeah.
But the NEC one, it is
A big
one. And normally there's 3 shows in one, that you get one ticket, but you have access into 3 different ones.
But it's something I'm thinking about doing for hats. You know, maybe having a stand. But I want to go.
Would you need assistance
I know,
on this
yes,
stand?
I know. But I want to
I've always wanted to do things like that.
I want to go first to see what it's all about and you know what equipment and what the commitment is. So we shall see. That's why I want to go and just attend. So,
another hook to your thing.
Oh, there we
I
are.
was going to say, can you imagine me at a craft show for a long period of time? They'd never get rid of that.
No, you'd need a trainer to get your shopping home.
Well, when I've been lucky enough to go to the attic or went to Williamsburg, there's a lovely little shop which unfortunately has just closed at Williamsburg. You become friends with them. They're so friendly.
Yeah.
And the attic, it's part of my local shops as far as I'm concerned, because if you can't get there, you can order online.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And just be patient.
Yeah. There's nowhere like going into the attic needlework.
Oh, it's lovely.
Honestly, the moment you sort of turn off the road into the strip mall, you get this little tingle.
You do.
And then it's like this, you can't wait to get out of the car. And then when you open the door of the attic, there's a little ding of the
Yes.
doorbell, and it goes through my body in the excitement of
I
watching
can
it.
honestly say the first time we went over to Arizona to go to the attic, there was myself and 2 friends, and one of the first things we did was drop our cases off, jump into the car and to the attic, and we spent days there because we'd gone on a course, we'd gone for stitching. Yes, fair enough, we went to the Grand Canyon because you could not do.
Yeah.
But now we've done that, we just go and do stitching and
That's
go
right.
to the shop, and they have stitch-alongs of a Thursday. It was lovely.
That's right. Well, Linda and I and a few other friends, at the moment, we are not allowed to travel by our country, and the US border is closed
Yes.
to us. But we're hoping that when we are legally allowed to travel to the States, and from the UK and the US side, we are planning a trip to the attic.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a workshop.
Just
we're just
one.
going to go.
Just
well,
one
no,
trip.
we're planning our
Don't upset
first
me.
trip.
Yes.
And we want to go and spend some time with Jean.
Yes,
And
definitely.
stitch
Desperate
the
to
attic.
see Jean again.
That's right. So we've got a little piggy bank of pennies
Yes.
saved to spend at the
Well, we've
attic.
not spent as much as what we would have done during lockdown.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
That's what I keep trying to convince myself.
There we are. Anyway, I suppose
We'd better stop.
we had better stop. I hope you've enjoyed seeing all Linda's needlework goodies. I was so excited to see what you brought with you.
I was a little bit nervous because I don't like my accent, and it's something I don't do. You're used to doing this, but it's not been too bad.
Well, we're talking to each other. There we are. Anyway, until the next time, stay safe, stay well.
And bye
Bye
for
for
now.
now.